Welcome to Untold Lores, What the Walls Remember, Part 2 of 4. I did not sleep again that night. I sat with my back against the cottage door, generator running, every light I had burning, camera rolling. By dawn the sounds had stopped. I told myself what the sound had been. The tower structure cooling, the iron staircase contracting in the cold, acoustic tricks played by wind against stone. I believed none of it, but I repeated the words until my hands stopped shaking. The fourth day I broke my own rule and went into the tower. I had avoided it deliberately, saving it, I told myself, for the right moment, the right light. The truth was that from the moment I'd stepped off the boat, the tower's interior doorway had felt like a mouth. The door at its base was unlocked. The lighthouse authority left it accessible for inspection, and it opened onto a circular stone corridor in the base of the iron spiral staircase that wound its way up through the tower's 5 floors to the lantern room at the summit. I set my camera running and I went in. The first 3 floors were what you would expect. Storage lockers, rusted equipment, the smell of salt and old oil and stone that has never been warm. But the 3rd floor landing made me stop. The walls were scratched. Not vandalism. These were deliberate, careful marks, like a man working slowly in poor light with whatever he had available, perhaps a nail, perhaps a belt buckle. Words in Irish, written not in lines but in vertical columns. Some of the inscriptions were dated. The oldest I could find was from 1903. The most recent was from 1977, 1 year before the automation. I did not translate them that day. I filmed them and I went back downstairs and I sat in the cottage and I ate and I did not go near my laptop until after dark. I waited until morning to run the translation. I wish I had waited longer. There were 11 inscriptions in total across the 3rd floor walls. They were not all from the same hand. The script changed across the decades, different men, different tools. But the content was the same, not identical in wording, but the same in meaning, circling the same fixed point across 74 years of separate testimony. Something comes to the tower. It comes from the water. It comes when the light fails. It has the shape of a man, but it is not a man and it is not a ghost in any sense those men understood ghosts. It is patient, it is specific, and it is looking for something it lost. The last inscription, dated November 1977, 6 months before the automation, was different from the others. Shorter. It was not a warning. It was addressed to someone. It read, "If your name is Malone, leave now." It knows the bloodline. It followed us here and it will follow us out. We lit the light because it couldn't cross to us while the light was burning. Now they want to turn it off, and God help whoever comes next. God help whoever it finds. I sat with that translation for a very long time. My hands were entirely still. That frightened me more than the shaking had. Then I noticed something I had not noticed when I was filming on the 3rd floor. Something I had walked past without registering, or perhaps something my mind had declined to register until now. In the background of one of my shots, the shot facing the east wall, where the 1977 inscription ran longest, there was a shape. I had filmed it. It was in the footage, in the far right corner of the frame, in the deepest shadow where the landing's single porthole threw no light. I had not seen it when I was standing there. A shape. Tall, very still, with what appeared to be. And I rewound the footage 3 times before I could accept what I was seeing. A head that was tilted down and turned slightly toward the camera. Toward me. I told myself it was a storage unit. A tall equipment locker I had not catalogued. I spent 20 minutes searching the lighthouse inventory records that the Maritime Authority had sent me. There was no storage unit on the 3rd floor landing. There never had been. That night the breathing came back. But it was lower now, not above me. Not from the upper floors of the tower. The sound was coming from outside the cottage's single window, the window that faced the tower's base, 3 meters away across a small courtyard of cracked paving. I moved to the window slowly. My body was moving in a way that felt separate from my decisions. Each step mechanical, each breath shallow. My vision narrowed to a bright central point the way it does when the blood leaves your face. I looked through the glass. The courtyard was lit by nothing but a partial moon and the weak spill from my desk lamp through the glass. It was enough. The figure was standing against the tower wall 3 meters away. Not moving, facing the window. Facing me. It was the tallest thing I had ever seen. Too tall, the proportions wrong, the neck too long, the shoulders too narrow. Its head was down and the moon touched the top of its smooth cracked skull, and the light made the dark veins under its skin visible from 3 meters away. A network of darkness branching beneath something that was the color of old waterlogged paper. Its hands hung at its sides and the fingers reached nearly to its knees. It was not moving. It was not making the breathing sound anymore. The silence was worse. Then it raised its face. Its eye sockets were empty. Absolutely black and deep as holes bored through wet stone. And they found my face through the glass with a precision that told me, with a certainty I have never been able to reason away, that it had been waiting for me to look. That's it for part 2. Follow Untold Lores for part 3. Like and subscribe for daily stories.